ASUS ROG always has some crazy awesome gaming stuff, so they sponsored this video so that we could take a look at their booth at CES, and boy, you gotta check this out. The Zephyrus Duo. Look at it's so cool. Two massive 16-inch displays with a wireless keyboard. The Duo is not an entirely new line, but the last time we saw it in the Zephyrus lineup, it was in its more traditional form factor where it had a keyboard and a smaller screen that raised up right at the front. Now they've copied their Zenbook cousins and have made it two massive displays with a super slim battery-powered detachable keyboard and attaches to the bottom with magnets and these pogo pins. But something you might be worried about is what happens if you close the laptop like this? Aren't you going to be worried about scratching or denting your displays? Well, they thought about that, and that's why these pogo pins here are magnetic and retractable. I know, and so when they started, I was like, the wireless keyboard allows you to use this laptop in 5 different modes, according to ASUS, including a dual screen mode that's enabled by this kickstand that's built into the back. Oh, that's pretty cool. You see it's a reflection? That's pretty neat. Allows you to use it in a dual screen mode, or you use it in tent mode, or in book mode. The hinge on the back is not removable, and it feels pretty sturdy, but because of it, it added considerable depth to the laptop that they had to make up for by putting this rather deep foot on there. They actually had to make a lot of considerations for the cooling on this when adapting this design language from their Zenbook to the Zephyrus lineup. And part of that is this introduction of this larger gap between the screens. Basically, because this thing has a frickin' 5090 in it, they really had to address the cooling. You can see at the back, look at all of that heatsink here. More ventilation, ventilation just to draw in air. And even right here, these tiny little lines, that's even more ventilation and heatsink. So that means they also had to cram more stuff into this area, including the speakers. I wonder how they sound. We won't tell you today because it's too loud in here. But the real star of the show is the displays. These are two 16-inch 3K OLED displays that can do 120 hertz, have 0.2 millisecond response times, and both go to 1000 nits peak brightness. Literally like one of the most expensive parts of your laptop doubled up in this thing. It's crazy, and it looks really good. The I/O for this includes full-size SD card reader, USB 10 gigabits, the USB-C, Thunderbolt 4, HDMI 2.1, proprietary power in, combo audio jack, and this extra port here is to charge the keyboard when you don't have it attached to the pogo pins. I asked if this would send data that I could use this keyboard and mouse with like any computer or something. That would be super nice to just have a portable keyboard on top of my sick-ass gaming laptop, but they won't tell me anything yet. Remains to be seen. But how about something a little bit more typical? Here is the Zephyrus G14, the 14-inch version of the G16. And it's maintaining the same more sleek, less gamery design aesthetic that they've brought in recently, and I think it looks awesome. But what's really crazy about this thing is that it's sporting Intel's new Panther Lake architecture. Boy, that stuff seems crazy. Inside we have an Intel Ultra 9 386H and a 5080 at 130 watts, which means that this 14-inch laptop could pull up to 200 watts, which is kind of nuts. And to take advantage of it, we have an awesome display. We have a 16:10 3K HDR OLED display that can run it up to 120 hertz with 0.2 millisecond response times and hits a VESA HDR True Black 1000 certification. For I/O, we get a combination audio jack, a Thunderbolt 4 port, USB 10 gigabit per second, HDMI 2.1, and a proprietary charger. And on the other side, you get a full-sized SD card reader, which is becoming a rarity in 14-inch laptops. Another USB-A port. Love to see 2 USB-A ports on a gaming laptop so I can handle both of those peripherals at the same time. And then just another USB-C. Pretty good for a laptop of its size. And there's a 16-inch model as well that's going to allow you to get a 5080 that goes up to 160 watts, so even more gaming power, and comes with a different display. On the larger 16-inch model, you get a 2.5K display, but it goes up to 240 hertz. Don't worry though, it's still gonna be a nice HDR OLED. It's still gonna look very pretty. But if you're a pixel peeper, maybe you wanna go for the smaller laptop, or if you're somebody who really needs all of the refresh rate that they can get, the 16-inch might be more your speed. And if desktop is more your speed, they have the G1000 case, which is about as crazy as I would expect ASUS ROG to get. Look at this thing. You have spinning LED signs, not 1, not 2, but 3. They're like 2 inches thick. It supports all of ASUS's back-to-front hardware, but also really cool is its tri-zone cooling. They call this up here the thermal atrium. It reminds me of some cases I looked at a couple years ago. And the goal is to basically, you put up to a 420 millimeter radiator in the top, and that allows it to have completely isolated airflow. It draws in cool air from the sides and blows it out the top, completely isolating it from the thermals in your case. That means that your CPU in this case is going to have totally fresh air, and it's not going to be influenced by the heat that's being kicked out by your, I don't know, 600 plus watt GPU. And it also keeps its power supply in its own area, so you don't have to worry about that either. It's not just spinning LEDs in the front. There is slots in the side to allow airflow for these large intake fans, as well as coming with obviously sick ROG RGB. I mean, it's so big. Don't clip that. And finally, we have the collaboration with Kojima Productions. They have a whole lineup of hardware from ASUS that's being totally redesigned with the Kojima design language in mind. It was personally designed by Kojima and his right-hand man, and it looks so cool. Here's a normal
Flow Z13.
This still looks cool, but they've gone so far to make so many cool changes, from different machining for the aluminum. They've even changed the pattern around the ventilation. Plus this awesome gold finish. Just looks so slick, and that's real carbon fiber in there. And there's tons of cool little hints. I like these, like, do not touch lens surface, ensure lock is tight. All sorts of cool added design features that really just scream the kind of Death Stranding vibe. They've even redesigned the keyboard with a custom mold, custom font, and new colors. It's the exact same hardware. It's nothing new on that front, but boy, does it look so cool. You also get it in this really cool carrying case, and that's just over there. It looks like a lug. It looks like a box from, it's Norman Reedus death. Oh, and they also have the A16, which I'm pretty excited for. It's gonna be the first to market with the new Snapdragon X2 Elite Extreme CPU. Boy, I'm on a Snapdragon laptop right now, and I love the thing. The battery life, even the performance and compatibility, quite good. So if you want to see more of this thing, get subscribed, because we're probably going to take a look at it in the future. Thanks for watching this video, and thank you ASUS ROG for sponsoring. If you like this video, keep your eyes peeled for more CES coverage. We got tons of it coming out. I love you.